Thank you very much for joining us this morning. My name is Natalie. I'll be just facilitating the event today. Before I hand over to Salaye Panyateri and Venerable Nandasami, I would like to just give a few pointers. If possible, technically, I would appreciate if you would keep your cameras turned on during the whole event. So that we see each other. Yeah. The other thing is if you have no question or not saying anything, please keep your microphone muted, just for the better quality of the sound during the event. The event is recorded, so those who are not here can listen afterwards and join in next time as well. I'm trying to think. Oh yes, we have an hour and a half together. I don't know if Venerable Nandasami would prefer to receive questions during the talk or a question and answer at the end, 10 or 15 minutes.
Both is okay for me. If we have like immediate questions, like very short and sharp, we can answer during the lectures. If they maybe supposed to be a little bit longer, we will post that to the end of the lectures. Was that okay?
Yes, perfect. Okay, so we should schedule then about 10-15 minutes at the end to reserve at the end for longer questions. Please mark them down and only if they're burning, pressing, and short. Then during the hour, please put the hand up with using the Zoom, signs. I'll be monitoring that, and then I'll be just indicating that someone has a question. And other than that, I think I will hand over to Salaye to introduce our Venerable Nandasami and perhaps a few words on the course as well. Thank you very much.
Okay, so good morning, everyone, and good afternoon in Asia. Yeah, nice to meet you all, and it's really great to get together today. Yeah, this is the very first lecture, very first day for all of us. So let me introduce Venerable Nandasami, and let me read out his curriculum vitae a little bit. Venerable Nandasami, he is one of the lecturers at our Shan State Buddhist University, Myanmar, and he received his Master of Buddhist Counselling from University of Hong Kong. And also, he received Master of Buddhist Studies from the same university, University of Hong Kong, and he passed with distinction, yeah, and which were in 2022 and 2023, and he received his Master of Arts degree from University of Kelaniya, Sri Lanka, in 2022. And also, he completed his diploma in English program from Oxford College for Business, Colombo, Sri Lanka, in 2018. And he also received his Bachelor of Arts in Buddhist Philosophy, International Program, Mahachulalongkorn University, Thailand, in 2018. And he passed his Patamajidan, is our monastic education. It's in 2009. So currently he is working as a lecturer at Shan State Buddhist University, Taunji. And also he was volunteering as a secretary in English panel of the 11th International Conference, which was held recently on our most venerable Professor Dr. Dhammasami's 60th birthday anniversary. And he is giving workshop on mental health for youth and teachers as well. And he is also as the president at the 45-day summer school for the novices at Dam Monastery. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce. And he also teaching mindfulness classes, and also he works as an advisor for Thai national community in Bangkok, and he works as a vice president of Silong Thai Sangha organization in Sri Lanka. And he is also volunteering on Vesak Day in Thailand and participating at different seminars and conferences. And he also worked as a vice president and the president of Thai Sangha University Students Association in Bangkok, Thailand. So he also worked as a monastic education teacher at Dhammasabhava and Aumye Baungsa Monastery in Myanmar. So he can speak Thai or Shan, his mother tongue, and also Burmese, Thai, English, and a little bit Chinese. So this is about Venerable Nandasami, and we are really grateful to have you here as a lecturer for 5 weeks. So I'm really honored to introduce you to the participants. Yeah, so thank you very much, Pandey. So now the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Siali Panyatidi, for reading my CV and also for your very kind words. And also I really appreciate for all the organizer to make this lecture happen. So then I'm really glad to see all of you here. So then these lectures will be very relaxing lectures. Maybe I hopefully not very heavy for all of us. And then I would like to invite everyone to relax. And it's okay. So then before we start our lectures, I would like to invite all of us to do the short 3 minutes relaxation kind of meditations. So if everyone are okay, so then we can start relaxing, sitting in a very comfortable postures. And also we can close our eyes. And also in the morning is really good time there. And also in the afternoon here. So then we would like to invite everyone to relax. So then I will ring the singing bowls and you just relax. And breathing in and absorb the oxygen. I'm trying to full breathing in through our lung and our body. So find yourself to be relaxed. Our body has been working very hard 24/7. Our lung, our heart, liver, kidney, and so many parts of our bodies working non-stop. So now, this time, we allow them to be relaxed. If you feel tense on our face or on our shoulders, just relax. And sometimes our mind, our wandering mind, jumping here and there, non-stop, is really tired, even exhausted. So now this is a good opportunity for us to relax our mind, our monkey mind, our brain, to relax. Just breathing in normally, naturally, and fully. And we just relax. We just emerge into the present moment. We are here and now, fully be in the present moment. We use our breath, breathing in fully, And also breathing out relaxingly. Breathing in, we absorb the positivity. And breathing out, we release all the stress, anxiety. So we are now home. We are at the present moment. Relax. We are so relaxed. And now we may checking our postures. We are sitting on a cushion. We are feeling the heat. Or maybe our body, some part is a little bit tense or relaxed. We feel pleasant. Or maybe a little bit unpleasant. But it's okay. It's okay. And see this body and understanding, embracing our body. We are with ourselves. Relax, relax. So wonderful. So if our mind is wandering here and there, it's okay. Don't be frustrated. Just simply note it and bring it back to the present moment. The nature of the mind is wandering, and we just bring it back. You are mindful and aware of what is happening and trying to be relaxed. Allow yourself to be relaxed. This body and mind deserve to be relaxed. Relax, relax. So I'm now going to ring the singing bowl again. You may listen to singing bowl, trying to aware of this vibration, and then hearing, and hearing. Okay, now you may slowly aware of your mind that you're gonna open your eyes and checking your whole body, breathing in deeply. Now open your eyes. So then everyone, welcome back. So now we all relax and we are so fresh and we get ready for our course, our lectures. Okay, so then before we start our today lectures, let me introduce you a little bit what we're gonna learn from each other during these 5 weeks. Okay. Okay, the first week we will discuss about the introduction to Buddhist psychology. Okay, this one I hopefully will be sent. You all will be already received it, right? So then the first week, this week will be about the introduction to Buddhist psychology. So we will discuss about this one. And then the second week, we are talking about the Buddhist positive psychology. And then the week 3 is about the introduction to Buddhist counseling. And then the week 4, the topic is touching upon Dhamma therapy for anger management. It means the therapy that we use the Buddhist teaching, how we can apply in dealing with the anger. And the last week will be Dhamma therapy for stress management. So then this is a 5 week in totals that we are going to discuss. For detail, you can read it. Okay. Before we start our lectures, another very important one is that I would like to get to know everyone, if you don't mind. So then shall we know each other's, introduce your name, and then also where you're from, and also a little bit about your background of study Buddhist studies. So this would be very helpful for us to get to know each other's, the first thing. And the second thing is that we always, I will be know what is the need or what is the expectations, okay, we can offer. Or maybe perhaps I can learn from all of you as well. Okay, so then shall we introduce ourselves?
Rika, would you like to start?
Okay. So thank you for being here. My name is Rika and I'm from Budapest. So I work as a psychotherapist, so I have some psychological knowledge already, and I practice meditation, vipassana, and a little bit metta since a few years with Klára and the community here in Budapest.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Klára, would you go ahead?
Yes, so thank you, Venerable. So my name is Klára. I'm leading the OBV Hungary here. I have some knowledge of sociology, Buddhism, and some kind of therapical background I also have. So I'm very, very keen of your topics.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bante Chao Chai, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing correctly, so apologies.
Okay, very nice to meet Dr. Siali and our lecturer today, Nandasami, Numdai, and all of our participants today. My name is Venerable Pandita. I have studied master in Sri Lanka last year, and now I am in OBV, Serbia, and guiding the meditation method to the devotee here. Very glad to see you all here. Thank you.
Thank you, Venerable.
Anna, please.
Hello, I'm Anna from Hungary, and I just started to practice meditation 3 years ago with Klára. I work as a workplace well-being counselor in my daily life, and I just started to learn some pieces of the grieving sessions. So I'd like to get more knowledge about that. And I think I'm on my way. So I'm really open to all the teachings that you can share with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nora, please.
Hello, my name is Nora. I am from Budapest, Hungary too, and I am working as a chemist researcher, so I'm not really related to psychology or Buddhism, but I started to practice the meditation for quite a long time ago, and I think I have less knowledge on theory of the Buddhism, so I'm very keen on following this lecture, this course. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I don't know if it's Bante or Venerable Shine Zhao O.
Yeah, this is my late name. My name is Venerable Wasawa. Thank you very much, my distinguished teachers, Siali, Dopinya Teri, and Venerable Nandasami, and also the organizers for providing this series. I'm really interested in the Buddhist psychology and counseling. So recently, I'm a first year student at San State Buddhist University. So that's why I joined it. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Venerable.
Well, we come to Salaye.
Nice to meet you all. I think most of you already know me. Yeah, I'm Siali Panyateri. I'm a lecturer at the Shan State Buddhist University, and yeah, and I'm very happy to see you all here. And it's really great that we are learning continuously, also practicing meditation continuously. So yeah, I'm very, very happy to know that. And yeah, and we have participants from different corners, the venerables from SSBU, and the lay people from India, and lay people and yeah, from Hungary, and ourselves from Myanmar. So that's really great. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, Salaye is the second instructor or teacher in this course. So in 5 weeks, after 5 weeks, we start learning from her as well. Thank you. And now is for Vijay Parmar, if I have pronounced this correctly.
Namaskar. I am Vijay Parmar from India, Jamnagar. I am working in the Indian Railway, and I meditating since 20 years in the tradition of S.N. Goenka. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And now Venerable Kemachara.
Hello everyone, I'm Venerable Kemachara. I'm from Myanmar SBU. So I'm interested in psychology and counseling because I think that as a monk we need to know we need to know more to guide, to give the instruction for our Buddhists. So I think I can learn many things from the Venerable. Thank you all. Nice to see you all.
Thank you.
Venerable Panyajota.
Hi everyone. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you all. I am Venerable Panyajota, and now I am studying at Shan State Buddhist University in Pali and Buddhist study. I am interested in Buddhist psychology. That's why I am here. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think, Venerable Panyatika, if I'm pronouncing correctly from the email address that I see.
Yes. Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Panyatika. And first of all, I would like to say that thank you, Venerable Nandasami and Shalit Dr. Panyatiri, because providing this program. And I'm interested about the Buddhist counseling, and then I want to know how to apply the Satipatthana and something like that. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Then we have Helga.
Namo Buddhaya. Greetings to all the venerables and all the participants. I'm very grateful I can be here. I'm from Hungary. I graduated in the Dhammagate Buddhist College in Budapest. Sorry. And I did my thesis research in Sri Lanka in 2013. I'm practicing Buddhism for more than 10 years, meditating every day, mainly Anapanasati, Vipassana, and Metta. And I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.
Just a few words about myself. Besides being the facilitator here, I'm also a student of the Dhammagate at the BA level in Hungary. I haven't finished yet, and I'm yeah, I've been practicing with the OVB ever since its foundation. So I'm very, very happy to be here and very happy to facilitate this course. And I'm very grateful for everyone who's showed up today. Thank you. And the teachers as well. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. So then we now already get to know each other's, hopefully, right? Is anyone haven't introduced yourself yet? I hope there is no one. No? Okay. Thank you so much for letting us know about your experience, about your study. So then I learned that, you know, all the participants here, you all are really expert in your field. So you have worked very hard and also you learn a lot, you know, from your study, from your experience. You are really experienced person. So then let's see what we can learn, you know, from each other. So is there anything that you have comment? Also, please feel free to let me know also at the end of the course. At the same time, you know, I didn't do the BE in psychology, so then I didn't have the bachelor in psychology, and then I compared to the Western psychology. I mean, not I still learning on the part, but we are studying about the Buddhist psychology, so we will learn from each other. So then during the course, as you already all have learned about the Western psychology, so then we will touch less on that and then focus more on Buddhist psychology. Okay, so then now let's jump to the slide and we discuss today. Okay, thank you so much. So then we will be here totally 5 weeks together. Hopefully no one run away by the end of the class. Okay. So then I also will try my best to explain as much as I understand, okay, on the topic. So then today the topic is focused on the introduction to Buddhist psychology. Okay, this is the one. So then the term psychology, we all know that this is a study of the mind and also behavior, the scientific of study, okay? So then when it comes to the Buddhist psychology, you will learn something very new, how the Buddhist or the Buddha teaching focus on the psychology, okay? Because this is will be introductions. So then let's see how far we can go deeper into the topic. So then the Buddhist psychology is also a study of the mind and consciousness, mental factors, feeling, emotion, cognitive, perception, behavior, personality, and also spiritual development. So this is how I understand about the Buddhist psychology. This is a study, so many things, you know, under this Buddhist psychology. And also Buddhist psychology is they focus on the understanding of the human suffering, and also its cause, and also the cessation, or as we call, of the suffering, and also the practice that alleviate the suffering as well. In addition, Buddhist psychology emphasizes on the mental health, well-being, and spiritual development through the tranquility and insight meditations, mindfulness, compassion, impermanence, and so on. Like you all have already been practicing many months and many years. Okay, this is how we are practicing to the spiritual development. Okay, let's move on. So this is the book. You know, these authors also claim that the Buddha was a psychologist. Okay, we have here. This is this book. You can find in the library, or you can read more about that. Actually, there's no doubt. Okay. Because in the ancient Greek, okay, like Plato, they also discuss about the study of mind and philosophy of mind, right? But in the East, like in India, at that time also, the Buddha also was a person who talking a lot, giving a talk, lectures on the psychology. So then his teaching also focusing on the psychological of human beings, actually. Like we just see the study of the Buddhist psychology is a lot of focusing on the mind matters and also mental development, all the phenomena and personality. So there's plenty of teaching that related to the psychological perspective in the Buddhist teaching. You may come across so many Buddhist teaching that mainly also focus on the psychological suffering, also well-being, as well as the development of it. Okay. Now come and see about the Buddhist psychology. It's actually is a holistic approach, not just only a single one that we use to apply in the Buddhist psychology. It's a holistic approach. So then the Buddha teaching is a gradual teaching, and also is a holistic. It combines so many factors together for this. And this Buddhist psychology based on the Buddhist teachings and is see all the phenomena are dependent co-arising and also interdependent or interconnectedness. In the Buddhist psychology, everything is interdependent. So this is very useful. And sometimes we see only one factors. Like for example, in some theory, they focusing on like behaviorism only. They ignore the cognitive part. They ignore the about this the psychology, main psychology. They focusing on the behavior. And then some also focus more on the cognitive, and then also less focus on the behavior. But of course, some theory focus on both cognitive behavior therapy, CBT, also on. But sometimes they still like use only one very single one, not a holistic approach. Like for example, about the mindfulness, right? Is also the one of the very popular main psychological study of the study in the West in this these few years, and maybe around like 50, 70, years around this. Mindfulness become the very popular in the psychology field. But in the psychology, they focus only mindfulness, which is in the Buddhist teaching, Buddhist psychology. We are not just only focused on the mindfulness alone in the Noble Eightfold Path, which we will discuss later, detail about that. So then we will focus more on the holistic approach. Not just only one pill can kill all the disease. So then we have to combine so many factors together. So then as a human beings, as the world, the system, and then from the any perspective, we can see that it's like a car, working so many parts. We are combining many parts to become a car. All the body of human being, the psychological perspective, also there's many parts that combine and holistic, and then is become the system of that. So then the Buddhist psychology also is a holistic approach that interdependent arising and also existing together. So then the leading or the very famous authors, Padmasili, he wrote in his book, it's called The Introduction to Buddhist, this book, Psychology and Counselling, okay? If you like, you can go into the library to read it. He said one of the most important requirements in understanding Buddhist psychology is to have the understanding of the Buddha's basic doctrines, the ethics, and also theory of knowledge, and also theory of reality with the concept of the mind. So then we can see that in the Buddhist psychology, ethics is also played a very important role, not just only like understanding the psychology and then we just help with that, but also psychiatry or psychotherapist and then counselor. For the Buddhists, okay, for Buddhist counselor, they need ethics. That's important to go hand in hand. So then, if without ethics, so then it also will be decrease all the effectiveness of the Buddhist psychology. So then Buddhist psychology also focus on the doctrine, the ethics, and also the knowledge. Knowledge is mean the theory of reality that based on the reality that we can see what is the real, okay? Of course, the Buddhist teaching is not really focusing on the metaphysical studies, but based on the mind, the human mind, the reality is this that we can understand or we can experience. So that's why in the many Buddhist philosophy, they discuss about the empiricalisms. Okay, experimentalists, you know, they claim that the Buddha is experimentalist. So in all these things we can experience, we can understand. Of course, in the Western psychology, they would like to study something that they can see based on scientific result, right? If something that they cannot see, they still cannot prove that this is real or not real yet. So then we usually discuss about the topic of consciousness today. Okay, let's move to the next slide. So then when we say that the Buddha was a psychologist, and his teaching also was focusing on the psychology, we can see from these Dhammapada verses, number 1 and number 2. The Buddha said, mind is the leading, mind is the chief. The quality, everything that made is also led by mind. So if our mind is based on the something that pure, or something is pure, our act, our speaks, you know, become pure. So and if our mind is mixed with the unpure, unwholesome thing, and then the act, the bhavā, the speaks, all will become the unhealthy mental stage. So then we can see this like the mind also have a very important role in, you know, in our behavior. So then the behavior as a Buddhist understanding is mainly as you know, rooted in the mind or the psychology. So if our mind want to do this, and the body and then the bhavā and acts is also act accordingly. So this is how we give the important, even in the very first and second verses of the Dhammapada. And then this is we can see the teaching of the Buddha. That's called Tripitaka, or three buckets of the teaching of the Buddha. So this is maybe slightly different from the Mahayana traditions and also Vajrayana traditions. And this is what I'm explaining is based on mainly Theravada traditions or maybe the early Buddhist teachings. Of course, some are maybe later added, of course. So then basically we can understand that there's the first one is Vinaya Pitaka. This Pitaka is talking a lot about the monastic rule, you know, what shouldn't we do. It is a rule and regulation for the monastic members. And this has many books in this Vinaya Pitaka also. Okay. This is the monastic rule, and then focusing on the rule and regulation. The second Pitaka is focused on the teaching, the discourses of the Buddha, the long discourses, the middle, you know, the saying, the gradual saying, and so on. So then this teaching is mainly like the real life of the Buddha, how he spent and how he teach, where he teach, you know, explain a very detailed. And explain about what should we do, wholesome and unwholesome, and then how to cultivate the wholesome thing. All these things are taught in this sutta. And then in the Abhidhamma, Pitaka, the last one, is the profound teaching, literally translation, okay, Abhi and Dhamma. This one is focusing on the phenomena or maybe reality, not using about the name, but using the process. Maybe the term is being used here mainly to discuss about the cognitive and mental process, mind and matters. Of course, if we have to summarize into very short in 1 or 2 sentences, maybe this Abhidhamma is focusing on the consciousness, mental factors, okay, also form matters, and also a kind of the nirvana, the ultimate goal of the Buddhist teaching. So it's also focusing, but doesn't mean that in the Sutta Pitaka there is nothing mentioned about this, about consciousness, mental factors, form, and then the nirvana. But of course, it's also mentioned in the Sutta Pitaka. But Sutta Pitaka is also focusing on a lot of things. Okay, still including the name of the people and many things. Okay, so then now briefly talking about these 3 Pitakas of the teaching of the Buddha. Okay, if we have to summarize or to see the sutta, okay, this is a sutta that mentioned, because the Abhidhamma is come also, the scholars the also believe that this is the come from really from the Buddha, but is it the essence of the Dhamma? Okay, and then the sutta that I'm going to show is from the Sutta Pitaka here. This is the second part. You see all these things. Sutta. Okay, this is just example of this. That's related to the mental illness or mental health, like Roga Sutta, Salika Sutta, Gilimananda Sutta, Vata Sutta, and so on. So all these sutta are talking about the mental illness, mental health, okay, in Buddhist teaching. So then this is the resources that we can see, even just a very few of these, just example, right? There's many, still many that related to the psychological studies. And also Buddhist psychology. And in the scan column, you can see the mind and cognitive, like Matupindika Sutta, Ambapalatika, Lahulawata Sutta, Mahatanha Sankaya Sutta, Sadiparana Sutta, and so many sutta also related to this. And then about the stress management or anger management, like a Sapasava Sutta, Videka Sandalana Sutta, and all these things, you know. If you have time, you can go and read it. And also occasionally during our lectures, we will mention some sutta provided here. It's very good sutta. Like for example, giving you one example about the Vidaka Sandana Sutta, right? This sutta talking about how to deal with the negative thought, you know, like for example, anger or stress. There's 5 things, there's 5 ways to do that. Like the first one is that you change your focus. And the second one is that you try to see the what is that? The cause, the side effect of that, of the thought, of negative thought. And then the third one is you trying to forget completely and so on, you know. So this is somehow very interesting to know that this already been taught in back, you know, 2,500 years ago. Imagine that, right? But now still this very similar to this kind of therapy or this method now is also used, you know, in the Western psychology and therapy as well. And then come to the last column, we can see like a family counseling and also counseling. Nakula Pita and Nakula Pita, Nakula Mata, you know, how this family counseling. So many suttas that related to the educational psychology, many suttas related to the child psychology. Like we can see Lahula Vata Sutta, how the Buddha teach his son in Lahula, just 10 years or 7 years ago, 7 years old. And then many like about how he give the, you know, education to his son, educational psychology. The Buddha didn't use a very, very deep usage. He used very simple. He keep a cup, you know, and then to the Rahula and to teach him about the teaching. This is very simple one. So then this really resourceful in the Buddhist teaching. So if you're really interested in to learn about the, you know, all the suttas, related sutta, you can go and find, you can read. Or really, I find it's really enjoyable. And also so many that, I find it's really resourceful. And so I'm really happy. So then I take my time to read. This sutta is talking about this psychology, that psychology. Wow, how nice it is, you know. I'm the more I read, the more I admire, you know, the Buddha. I become, he was a really wonderful psychologist to me. And then he's really a wonderful counselor, you know. You will feel that way if you read it by yourself. Okay, so now if we have to conclude the 3 Tipitaka that just mentioned above into very short form, the Buddha gives us this verse, you know. It's very short. Sapapapasa karanam. Kusarasa upasampada sasita piyotapana itam purana sasanam. So then the first one is to avoid doing evil and to cultivate, the second one is cultivate merit. The third one is to purify one's minds. You see, we can see the first one is basically related to the doing the evil. So then evil thing is become like a behavior, become the action, bubble, So then for the mental health, if we avoid doing the evil, so then for the mental health, it's become okay. Like, for example, in the Western psychology, we can see the like a cognitive behavior therapy, right? So then we already encourage the client to change their routine, to change their behavior. We have to change how the way they eat, the way they sleep, okay? So then if something that they engage, they feel suffering, they have to be away from that. So this is very similar to teaching Buddha teaching. That's why I avoid doing the evil thing. The evil thing is cause a lot of harm and so mental suffering as well. And then the second one is to cultivate the merit. Doing the something is good. That's benefit and healthy, also bring peace in mind. Like, for example, we encourage the client, okay, to go to join volunteering, maybe in the school, maybe go to the church, maybe go to, I don't know, you name it, okay? So many places that we can go. This thing can help them to enhance their quality of peace of mind. And also, they may go to the gym, maybe join a friend, hiking, sport, so many things, right? This is we can use whatever they feel peace and happy, something that away from the evil things. They will be okay. They will feel much better in their mental health. And then the last one is very important, to purify one's minds. This is the main goal, ultimate goal of the Buddhist teaching as well. So then if we cannot purify our minds, right, so we still can act with the evil things. So then have to purify mind. In the Buddhist teaching is focused on this. Mind should be purified because it's color with so many colors, so many negative emotions such as greed, hatred, delusion, and so on. Right? That's why we have to purify it with a good thing. So then, seeing this one, if we come to summarize, avoiding the evil thing like a Vinaya, the monastic rule. The rule is like a self-discipline to my understanding. It's not to doing the evil. And then the second one is to cultivate the merit. Is like Sutta Pitaka, the discourses, teaching how to do good thing, how to be working on the tasks that will lead you to the mental health, mental well-being. Yeah. And then the last one, Abhidhamma, also the profound teaching, is talking about how to purify our mind, to differentiate between what is a negative, what is the positive, what is healthy, what is unhealthy. So this is how the Buddha teaching is teach us. So then we can summarize into very short. This is the Buddhist psychology that taught us about this. Okay. So then in the very first lectures of the Buddha or Siddhartha Buddha in the Deer Park, you have heard about that story. He was giving the lecture to the 5 students, in the park, in that forest. The weather is also nice. It's a very about to be a sunset, and the moon is start to arrive. There's so many beautiful deers, the Buddha was sitting there under the tree, and then his students, 5 students only, he gave it first lectures. So then now it's more than 5, so should be more than happy. Of course, 5 of them also really experienced person, they're experienced one. They practiced so many years. They went under so many lecturers, learn a lot by themselves, by their master instructions. Like, today also all the participants here, you are experienced person. You also have been learning from so many teachers and so many experience from yourself as well. You have been sitting in meditation almost every day. So then I really admire and I really rejoice with all this. So then the Buddha gave this first lectures to these 5 students. He started to say that, oh, monks, there's a suffering. There's a truth of suffering, which we call dukkha. Or maybe it's a kind of unsatisfactoriness. Oh, life birth is a suffering, getting old is also suffering, and death is also suffering. And then you want something, but you didn't get, is also suffering. You didn't want, you have to stay with the unloved one, also suffering. But you have to stay with the loved one, also suffering. Okay, and in short, the Buddha said, clinging to all these body and mind. This is mine. This is my head. This is my books. This is my car. This is my house. This is my husband. This is my loved one. This is my child. And then this is my body. This is my eyes. This is my lung. This is my leg. This is my hand. So all this cause a lot of suffering. The Buddha said that. Okay, the Buddha said this. And then the 5 monks, they start, oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Because the reason the Buddha said the noble truth, right, satya, is mean because it's truth. Doesn't mean that the Buddha said is truth and it become truth based on what he said. The reason this become truth is because of its truth to everyone. Doesn't matter you are a monk, you are a layman, female, handsome, rich, poor, beautiful, ugly. It's up, you're subject to all this changing. So all the growing up, old age, sickness, all these things. That's why it becomes truth. The Buddha he did not claim that he's the person who created or developed this. He said he was the person who discovered this. So then he discovered this. So when we can see this, oh, this is suffering. And then some scholars or someone even claim that the Buddha was a pessimistic. So how do you think? Because he's talking a lot about the suffering, Oh, that is also suffering. You didn't get what you want, also suffering. You didn't, you couldn't sleep with your loved one, it's also suffering. Oh, he's talking about a lot of suffering. The Buddha, he was a pessimistic. So how do you think? Is he really a pessimistic? Because he talked about the dukkha or suffering. So then the Buddha said that there's a suffering. This is a reality. No one can deny. No one can say there's no suffering at all. So then when he speak about the truth, how we can claim that he was pessimistic? Okay. If someone tell you about the truth, it means that he is a pessimistic, whether good or bad. If you go and see a doctor, the doctor say, oh, from now on, within 6 months, you will die because of this cancer. You have cancer now, you're suffering, you'll be suffering. Can you say that this doctor, he is really pessimistic? He shouldn't, supposed to tell the patient about that. Okay, don't tell me, okay? Because it's truth, right? It's the facts. And the Buddha said, the Buddha didn't end there. If the Buddha talking about suffering, and then he stopped there, of course, it's reasonable to claim that he was a pessimistic. But he said, no, this is the dukkha, this suffering. And also there's a symptom of, this is a symptom. There's a cause of this symptom. We have to diagnose this, which is the second one, lead to the second one, samudaya. What is the cause of this suffering? What is the cause of old age? What is the cause of, we are suffering when we are away from the loved one. We are suffering when we have to stay together with the hate one or unloved one. And we are suffering because we are clinging to all this body and mind. This me, right? What is the cause of that? And he tried to give the reasonable reason for that. For example, if we go to the supermarket, let's say you go there. This is a very good example given by my master during our lectures. I really like it. He said, you see a peach, a fruit, a peach. And Natalie, you see the peach. There's so many of them falling down when you walk in the supermarket. So how will you feel at the time? You feel maybe a little bit sorry or maybe unhappy, okay? Oh, what happens to this, okay? But not much, okay? This incident didn't affect your mood much. You came back and you got the thing that you want. But once, okay, you bought that peach, and you pay money, and then you took it back on the way, and it was a kind of I don't know, accidentally that the peach fell down on the ground, and then easily also stepped by somebody. You feel very bad. What is the reason? Because the reason is we said, I bought this one. It belongs to me. It's mine. That peach in the supermarket is not mine yet. So then I don't suffering that much. Okay. So then you see the perspective and perception that we have on this incident. The same peach, the same fruit. But when you give, the value into it, this you say belong to you. You work hard to gain the money and you bought it by your money. When you say it's belong to me, it's mine. You grab it. Then you become so much suffering on it. Is that it? Or maybe I may be wrong. I don't know, right? If someone is if we see something is belong to us, if these perceptions, okay, we are stick into this brain, so then we suffer a lot. This is the Buddha said, this is the cause of that. The cause of it is mean the attachment or the craving that we have on something that we say is belong to us. Okay, the reason we got this suffering is because of this. We thought it's something. This will be permanent. Like I love these books, I love this house, this car. I don't want to get it changed. But one day it's like collapse and the decay and damage. But we were suffering because we wanted to hold on the same thing all the time. This is the cause of that. This means attachment of that. And then the Buddha didn't end there. He said, this is okay. Whenever we want something, we attach to something too much. The more we attach to it, the more we suffering. The more we attach to something, the more we pain. Okay. So that's why in the relationship, pattern, many also try to say that the more you love, the more you pain, the more you get hurt, like that, This is the attachment of that. Because we expected something, but it happened something. This is the true natures of that. We cannot control, right? But the Buddha didn't end there. He came to okay, when we see this cause, but this cause, when we diagnose and we see this attachment is the cause of suffering, and then we can eliminate, or we can get it off, or maybe we can lessen it. And then the more we less attach to something, and the more happiness we would be, the less suffering will be there. I'm not gonna really use a term like the less we attach, the more we will be happy, right? Let's say the less we attach, the less we will suffer. This should be the correct things, okay? And then this is what we call the end of it. When the doctor diagnoses, he see, oh, they happen due to the sleep depressions, or you're working very hard, maybe you stress a lot, okay? So then now you can be healthy by have enough sleep or eat a healthy food. Oh, this is we call Nirodha. And then going to the fourth one. This is very important. And then the medical doctors, he prescribes the medicine to the patients. Okay, take this pill, morning one, afternoon one, at night one, for example. Regularly exercise, sleep well. Okay, this is how we call the path that leading to bring the suffering to an end. The Buddha said that this suffering is, of course, is there. Everyone suffer. Like now, we all are sitting here, almost 30 minutes, let's say 1 hour, let's say that. So our body trying to tell us, I'm in pain now, okay? This is real suffering. I don't want to get it. I don't want to be pain. I don't like it. But it's suffering. It's truth, right? But we don't claim and we don't really end there or stop there. We see what is the cause of that, because he said, "It's me, it's my body." Okay, and then you change your sitting postures by adjust a little bit. Okay, so then now you feel a little bit better, right? And then you come and see this one, the part of that, how to evaluate this suffering. So we have the part of this. This will be just a summary of this. And the Buddha give this talk to the 5 students. The 5 students also understood this. The first one understood. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Suffering is there. There's a cause of suffering is there. Okay. And then also this suffering can be end. Because some client, they said, oh, I cannot overcome this. This will be called a fixed mindset. Okay, and it's not growth mindset. That fixed mindset. And then if the fixed mindset, okay, come to the counseling sessions or come to see the therapist, right? It's super difficult, to change that mindset. If as long as that mindset still there, I think it's very hard to change, to help the client, to overcome his suffering. So then it have to be open-minded also. Okay. Let's move to the last one that we see this part, right? The 4th one, the Magga. The Magga, or the Noble Eightfold Path. Actually, this Noble Eightfold Path, what we see, there's 8. Okay. These 8 are only one part. Okay. The reason I say one part, because this one lead to the end of suffering. They are not suffering one. They have to be working together. It's like a we, If you take out one and then there's only 7 and you use only one. Like for example, many scholars now they make argument that mindfulness alone is not enough. It's not a holistic approach like Buddhist psychology trying to be. So then using mindfulness alone is just only one here. So it's not strong enough. Have to have 8 together, have to put it back, and then have to be holistic approach like that. If mindfulness alone without all these things, and this may be a short term, but for the long term, it could be left, That's why like MBSR, they use mindfulness, which benefit many peoples. Yes, many. And also later, in order to prevent the relapse, then they also developed another one, MBCT. So then MBCT is also basically the cognitive, For example, these 2, let's say, right understanding and right thought. To me, it's like cognitive, You change cognitive. And then right speech and right action and right livelihood. These 3, these are discipline. We can say this is a behavior. And then the last 3 is effort and mindfulness and concentration. It's like a spiritual. So then we need 3 in the Buddhist psychology: cognitive, behavior, and also spiritual. Spiritual development is also very important, not just only like cognitive and also behavior. So then in order to reach the mental health stage, this is very useful. We need to go, these 3 is one. Okay, these although 3, but they are one. Okay, 3, 4. We can call 3, 4. They are not supposed to be separate. Okay, so then as you may already learn from your course about what is the right understanding, right thought, right speak, well, I'm not going to tell you a detail about that. But of course, right understanding is mean understanding the suffering. This suffering comes from the attachment. You have a right thought, compassionate toward yourself. Okay, you change your speech, you change your action, you change your livelihood in a very healthy way. Let's say that. It's also very helpful in the mental stage. And then right effort, you try your best. You have to help yourself. Therapy can just guide you. They cannot work for you. The Buddha also just guide us, not working for us. And then the right mindfulness, this is also very similar that we can see like a humanistics, theory that they focus on. You have to work on yourself. The Buddha also, not working for us. The Buddha was a doctor who prescribed the medicine only. He didn't walk or take medicine on behalf of us. Okay. Now come and see this. The phone number 2. Okay, sorry for that. Phone number 2. Okay. Okay, this phone number 2 mentioned in the first lecture of the Buddha. Okay, the first one is that what is the truth? The suffering. The suffering is what to do with the suffering. We just to understand it. This is suffering. Enough. It's a symptom, right? We have to understand this symptom. This is a symptom. This is suffering. If we understand and accept it and acknowledge it, the first step is already okay. The second step, what to do? Oh, there's a thing that caused me suffering, induced my suffering. Like, for example, I think too much. I didn't go to bed. I didn't have enough sleep. I have a loss of wandering mind, negative thought, and so on, Or I have a unhealthy lifestyle. So all these things become the thing that we need to change, or which we have to remove it. And then the third one is that, okay, once all these things change, everything can change. When we change the perspective, we change the cognitive, we change the behavior, lifestyle, we can reach the mental health state. And then the fourth one is we have to work on it. Okay. There's a word, so I'm saying no pain, no gain, right? Also, in other words, we can understand no gain, no pain as well. Okay. No pain, no gain. And also, no gain, no pain. For example, here in this part, the reason why we are suffering, because we attach to something too much. We are holding on to something. Like example, or the pitch, because we said that we're holding, okay, no gain. We want to hold it. It's me. It belongs to me. But when it collapsed and then didn't meet our expectation, and we feel suffering, right, because of that. So then the first lecture of the Buddha, you get suffering. The cause of the suffering is there. By understanding and removing this cause of suffering, you can gain the mental health stage. To do that, you have to walk by yourself along with a supervisor, which is a therapist or supervisor or counselor, or maybe Kalyana, which is called spiritual friend. Spiritual friend could be your parents, could be your spouse, could be your children, anyone who support your spiritual development. It could be your spiritual friend. So then who bring you, when you talk to them, they'll be with you. It's really great, right? You need to walk, but you have to take all actions. You have to put your own energy as well. Okay, so then where is the consciousness? Okay, we still have some time. And what is consciousness? Okay, this is a very good topic to discuss. So anyone would like to tell me what is consciousness according to you? And where is consciousness? Anyone? It's okay. We come here to share, to discuss. Anyone would like to share? This is a very difficult question. Anna, you find it so difficult question?
I don't know where it is. However, I know that I try to practice consciousness, like trying to put my focus on my things and to see how do I do these things. And I try to get into it. Like when I wake up, I try to see how do I wake up? What do I do? Where do I go? How do I do my coffee or things like this? And this is what I try to do also with my feelings. Where do they come from? Why do they pop up? why do I feel suffering because of that? So this is how I can describe it on my own.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you. This is really good. So then this is what is consciousness, right? That we can see like consciousness, that we are aware of something, okay? Also, or maybe also the thing that we are unaware of is still could be a consciousness as well. But of course, in English term, we understand that conscious means you are awake, you are aware, right? Unconscious, you are not aware. But sometimes, you know, when we are wandering mind, we're thinking we are on the floor. We didn't aware of that. It's also still called consciousness. If we compare with the Sigmund Freud, you know, theory about the conscious and also unconscious and subconscious, right? That's how we be three level of conscious. But for the Buddhist psychology, consciousness is maybe the term is slightly different or maybe totally different in that sense. Because according to him, as you all know very well about that, conscious level is about our thought, about the perception, that we can see that on the above the surface of the sea level, when he used the iceberg, you know, to explain about that deeply. And then subconsciousness is about like, you know, below, a little bit below the surface of the sea level, about like a memory, the knowledge, the stored knowledge, all that. If we recall, we can still remember that. Like what we did in the past few weeks, or maybe a little bit 3 months, 4 months, 1 year, even what we studied in the 10 years back, something like that. And the unconscious level is something really deep down that we didn't aware of, about the violent mind, maybe about the shame or traumas or childhood experience, about the sexual yawning and all these things, you know, that which we didn't really aware, that he said is unconsciousness. But for us in the Buddhist psychology, we say consciousness is nothing, it's not like, you know, it's just aware of something, okay? Recognize, is aware of something, aware of the objects that happening. This we call consciousness in Buddhist psychology. Okay, I repeat, to aware of something, okay, to recognize the object that happened. That's we call consciousness. So where is consciousness, right? Where is consciousness? We will ask. For us, for the Buddhist psychology, consciousness is not like a lasting or forever, you know, existing things, not like that. Even external or internal. Consciousness, we cannot find the location of consciousness. There is no location of consciousness. But consciousness arises only when is meet the, you know, supporting conditions only. It arises with that time. So then, to better explain, make you more easy to understand. Okay, let's see the what is that? This one. You see eyes. We have eyes, right? Eyes, our eyes. And then we see the objects. This is an apple. Let's say the apple. I see the objects. Okay. And then when this eye and objects come to contact. Okay. And then the consciousness here. Okay. Maybe someone else explain like eyes, objects, and consciousness become contact. Okay, whatever is okay. But let's say I just wanted to emphasize that consciousness, eye consciousness arises only when the eye and objects are in contact. So then if you ask me whether eyes is in the objects in apple, no. If you ask again whether eye is in the eye consciousness is in the eye, the answer also no. Eye consciousness arrives only when the eye, okay, and also the objects are in contact. In Buddhist psychology, say that eye consciousness arrives. Okay, makes sense, right? So then, oh, you may ask, okay, then, what about the consciousness? Not in our eyes or not somewhere else? We don't know, right? But in Buddhist psychology, no. And then if we come back to this question, what is consciousness? As far as okay, I understand. Okay, if I'm not complete, please give me a comment. In Western psychology, when they talk about consciousness, they're talking about mainly about thought sometimes. But where is the thought, or what is the thought? And sometimes also they refer to the brain, the brain or neuron in the brain. And then they use the brain to represent all the consciousness. So then, which is for us in Buddhist psychology, the brain is not the consciousness. Okay, this is also what we should differentiate between this. Like for example, the books, the Buddha Brain, right, by Rick Hanson, right? Yes, I guess so. Yeah, I guess that book. He said, change your mind to change your brain. Right? So then it means that the mind and the brain is exactly not the same one. But of course, sometimes also Western psychology, they also focus on the cognitive. But cognitive also still, they use, of course, even though we use the cognitive to represent the consciousness. But when you explain, we still use the memory in the brain to explain it. So then consciousness, according to the Buddhist psychology, it just arrives when the I and then the form in contact. The brain is just like maybe the receive thing, the store place maybe. I don't know, right? I'm not a neurologist, so I cannot explain very well about that one. Of course, whenever we think, whenever the minds happen, it have the impact, it show on the brain. That's why neuroscience, they use a fMRI or EEG to test that one. Yes. So then we see that, and then we consciousness is not something that we can touch, right? We can test also, very difficult. That's why in the earlier Western psychology, they're focusing on the behavioralism because they cannot, detect where is consciousness. Scientific study very hard, to agree on the thing that they cannot see. So then that's why behavioralism is very strong that, to explain about their theory. Okay, let's keep it there. And then where is the consciousness as I explained, okay? So then in the Sutta, Vibhanga Sutta, explains there are 6 consciousness, 6 classes of consciousness: eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. That's 6, okay? So then see this eye, visible object that we can see, eye consciousness, and sensory contact, right? Okay, this is the process of that. And then within 24/7, our mind, our consciousness happen, either one of these all the time. But sometimes you feel like, oh, I listen to you, I feel the pain on my back. Whether it's the same one, maybe different consciousness. Of course, it's different because we have the eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness, and also mental consciousness. For example, let's say eye. We can use our eye to see the visible object, but we cannot use our eye to hear the sound, right? So then in the Buddhist psychology, ear also have its own consciousness, but that consciousness arises only when the sound and ear come to contact. So then sound or consciousness is not in the ear, it's not in the nose, it's not in the tongue or body or mind, but it just arises. But because it's very fast, happen 24/7, non-stop. That's why the consciousness is ongoing, moment by moment, arising and passing, arising and passing. I see you, you see me, and then now I pass, I see again. You hear my voice. Ear consciousness arises. And then it's also pass away later. The moment is very fast. That's why we thought it is non-stop. We thought it's like a consciousness already there. So then if I may give you one example, like a electronic city, you know, the light bulb. The light bulb is, you see, is the light. Wow, it's light, never change, it's there when you turn on the light. Actually, according to theory, it's a moment by moment, you know, the electric is running because it's so fast. But we understood that it's trick our perception that, oh, it's already there. So consciousness is also happening, you know, moment by moment, according to the Buddhist psychology perspective, okay? And then come to the mind, name and form, or mind and body, okay? So then we still have time, right? Natalie?
I was actually, yeah, just looking at the clock. Normally we would have, you know, 5 more minutes until 10. So I don't know if you're able to manage this.
Okay.
What we can do if there's no time for questions is that you can write the questions to me in the messenger group that we received. The participants can write the questions, and then we can maybe address them in the next session, so that you can go
We
with
have
the
5
material.
more minutes.
Yes, 5 more minutes.
Okay. So then today, because also introduction to the course,
Yeah.
and also trying to take time for that. Okay, I'm still in the flow mode to explain more. Okay. Okay. So then for the questions, yes, like Natalie suggests, okay, right, and then we will answer the next lectures. It would be great, right? And then I hope you can hold for a while about your questions. Thank you. Yeah. So then come to the part of this form, okay, and name. Okay, maybe this one is okay. Maybe we just skip a little bit this one. Okay, if you have question, we'll come back later. Okay, this is a file aggregate that I'm going to explain about how the mind and body, they are interconnected or dependent arising. So then there is no soul, or there is no, you know, permanent consciousness, which is like a soul or self, you know, Atma in Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist psychology. We have the form, feeling, perception, mental formation, and consciousness. So then if we can divide it, this form, this is body, this is related to mind. They are interdependent arising, okay? And then, like, for example, mind and also physical and mental, they are related, or they are interdependent. They are not one, or they are not separate, okay? So then, like a boatman and who control his boat and decide where to go. So then body is like a boat. Mind is like a boatman, okay? Although bodies have to go because of, you know, although the man need the boat to sail, but without the boatman, the boat cannot go according to the direction. So then mind is the lead, the chief to our body. So then this body also subject to change. Is impermanent, okay? Nothing is permanent in Buddhist psychology. Because of this, there's no way that we can hold on to something. Okay, there's the dependent arising. When there exists, that's come to be. With the arising of this, that arises. When this ceases, that's also ceases. Okay, this is the theory of Buddhist psychology that we will explain a little bit more if you have a question later. Okay, and then nothing is permanent, and then also suffering because of impermanent change. Because of change, okay, there's a suffering. Because of the suffering, we cannot claim that this is a self, okay? Okay, so then this is focusing on the mental cultivations, okay, important in Buddhist psychology about the spiritual development. So then I would like to end my lecture here, okay, for today. And then we will, if we have some time for one or more questions, okay, let's talk it. If we don't have, maybe it's too long, let's keep it the next lectures. And then thank you so much for your all attentions and participation.
Thank you very much, Venerable, and also for keeping the pressure of the time. Apologies for this. Yes, the introductions took some of the time of the lecture. I just wrote in the chat that we opened a messenger group that is connected to this course, and any participant who has not been contacted to join the group, I've written the name of the group. If you're not able to find it through Facebook or Messenger, I will be writing now my email address. Please write to me so that I can manage the technical things with Clara and we can add you to the group. The group, the purpose is to have more fluid communication, and then if someone can't come or is 5 minutes late or whatever, we can keep contact with that. We also created a Google Drive where we will be uploading this recording. And if Venerable Nandasami is kind enough to share his PPT, we can also upload it there for future reference if anyone missed a bit of the lecture. And I also saw that compared to the introductions when we had about 10 people, our group grew to about 18, 17 people. So I'd really like to welcome the others as well who didn't have a time to introduce themselves. So maybe maybe now, if they have a question, they can also introduce themselves if they haven't done so at the beginning. Maybe we can stay on for a couple of more minutes. Does anyone have any question? I didn't see any hands up. No, okay. So I will write my address now in the chat, and please write to me if you have any technical question, or if you have questions that you weren't able to put up now, then I can collect them for Venerable Nandasami for next time. And I wish you a very, very nice day. All of you. I don't know what's happening with the Natalie.
Other PPT slide, may I share with you next week, because there's some more slide to go. Yes. Would it be okay?
Yes, certainly. Okay, thank you. So I've just put in my email address with a mistake. I'll write it again. Please bear with me one more minute. Oh, Natalie.
Yeah, I really appreciate everyone join actively, Yeah, unfortunately, because we have the time constraint, so we couldn't have Q&A sessions. So if you have questions, please, email to, Natalie, Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yes, Natalie, and do use the second one, not the first one that I wrote, because that had I'm actually trying to delete that. Okay, I only have the proper email address there. And thank you everyone for coming, especially our lecturers. So wishing you all a very, very nice day and a nice week until we next meet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank
See you
you.
next week.
Bye.